From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is 1011's Morning Pulse.
Sponsored by Murray Roofing.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Wednesday, May 7th. Our first story this morning is a developing one. One person has serious injuries after falling roughly 50 feet inside an abandoned grain elevator just outside of downtown Lincoln. This was the scene near 6th and G Streets after first responders were called there around 10:15 last night. Lincoln Fire and Rescue says it took them nearly 30 minutes to get the patient out from inside after performing a very careful rescue. It's unclear if the person's injuries are life-threatening, so be sure to stay with us for updates. Second story this morning, across the capital city, you made your voices heard at the polls, voting for a number of positions in yesterday's general election. There were a lot of races for city council, airport authority, LPS school board positions, and a vote for banning housing discrimination. We have all the results and some reactions easily accessible on our website or our app 1011 Now. Just click on the banner at the top of our homepage to explore the results in these races. Just to note, there are 7,700 early voting ballots yet to be counted and will be completed on Friday. Third story, moving to our crime tracker, a Grand Island teenager will stay behind bars for robbery in connection with the murder of a man at Fonner Park in 2023. State Appeals Court ruled against 18-year-old Austin Kelly. He's serving 18 to 38 years in prison for conspiracy to commit robbery. Court records show Kelly robbed a man after he was shot in a horse barn at Fonner Park. Kelly appealed both his conviction and sentence, arguing his defense attorney failed him and his sentence being too long. Fourth story happening today. The federal deadline to get the real ID is today. The cards will be needed to board domestic flights and gain access to some federal buildings and facilities. Enforcement, however, is not expected to begin immediately, according to the Transportation Security Administration. Travelers without a real ID may have longer wait times at the airport, and there are other forms of ID, though, that will be accepted, including U.S. passports. Wrapping things up with your final story, it's been a hot topic in the last year or so, the push for a convention center in Lincoln and where to put it. But the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners now giving the thumbs up for the site's location. In late March, it was announced it will be across from the Cornhusker Hotel, taking up the entire block between 13th and 14th and M to L streets. It's being paid for by a turnback tax approved by the legislature. The next steps are putting together a timeline for design and construction. That is your Morning Pulse for this Wednesday morning, and we'll wrap things up with a look at your 7-day forecast.
You've been listening to 1011's Morning Pulse. Watch, listen, stream on the 1011 Now app, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sponsored by Murray Roofing.